Yes, students, welcome back. We are discussing the uh, determining the sample design. Here we are going to discuss the factor affecting the sample size. In our previous video, we discussed the homogeneity and heterogeneity. Now we are moving toward the number of classes proposed. Number of classes also have great impact on the sample size. For example, um, if we going to propose or if we have a large size of sample, then we have possibility that uh, few classes have much more number of 100 or more numbers of the cases or the individual, etc. But some classes may have one or two number. That's why it is not possible for us to figure to apply a fixed sample size on in the case of such classes. That's why in the on the basis of number of classes or on the basis of the object subjects or the on the basis of individual present in each class, we design the sample size. Similarly, the nature of study also affect the sample size. Whenever we are going to we are conducting a large scale study, we have a lot of financial support, we have a lot of time, etc. Then we design a large sampling size. But in routine studies or whenever we are discussing a small population or population etc., then we always apply a large sample size. Next, now we discuss about the practical concentration. Here, practical concentration mean the availability of the finance, time. Similarly, the number of trained field workers who collect data for us in the field, etc. All of these things also affect the process of sampling. When we are if in a study we have a small number of peoples, we have one or two people who are going to collect the data, then we collect data randomly and we take some takes a small sample size, and similarly according to time, according to our objective, we collect the we design a small sample size. But when we have enough number of people who are responsible for collecting up the data, then we design a large sample size, and a large population will be studied in such case. Now the standard of accuracy. uh, Standard of accuracy definitely depend on the sample size. If we have a large sample size, then we have more chances of the accuracy. But the large sample size is again depend on our purpose, our resources, our practical concentration, etc., etc. Next one is the size of questionnaire and schedule. uh, Size of questionnaire, similarly the population or the our respondents, also our respondents, etc. All of these conditions also always also depend on our sampling side. Whenever we have a small questionnaire size, then we conduct more we take more samples design. But whenever we have a large sample size which take much more time and energy, then we design a smart sample size. Similarly, the type of sampling also affect the process of sample design. For example, in random sampling, we have choice, that's we uh, uh, collect or we taken a sample, and every sample have equal chance to collect or to appear in from the population. But In this case of non-probability sampling, we target is a specific individual from the population, and we are not able to target the whole population. Yes. Yes, now we move toward the types of samples. Types of samples are mainly divided into two main categories. That's are the probability sampling, and second one is the non-probability sampling. Uh, I discussed the types of samples in a separate video in detail, but now I am just introducing yourself with the types of sampling. If we discuss about the probability sampling, in probability sampling, each sample have equal chance of appearance in each turn, just like a coin, in which both sides of coin have equal chance to appear in each turn. But in non-probability sampling, each sample does not have equal chance. We give the such or we get such type of sampling according to our will and according to the our nature of data. Here we select a selected individuals or selected a subject from the population. The non-probability samplings are further divided into three types, that are the spot sampling, quota sampling, or debates or judgmental sampling. Similarly, the probability sampling is also known as simple random sampling, in which we randomly collect any individual from our population. Stratified sampling, systematic random sampling, cluster sampling, in which we collect any individual from the total area, multi-stage sampling, and the area sampling. Area sampling is mainly used in behavior study or similarly in study of botany, etc. Whenever we are going to discuss the number of plants in a specific area, etc. This type of sample, all of these types of samples sampling were detailed discussed in a separate video. Stay with me now. Yes. Now, the sixth and important step in the research procedure is the data collection. Data collection is very basic and important step of the research, and our whole research based on the process of data collection. Again, the data collection again depend on the method of the research or the type of research. As in previous time we discussed that there are 3 to 4 basic types of research, that are the experimental research, observative research, descriptive research, and our data collection again based on these types. But in all the research we have two main types or two main categories of the data. First one is the primary data, and second one is the secondary data. We discuss both of these types of data in our next video. I hope you understand all of these things.